Welcome to the 8th video of traversing. In this part, we are going to learn on the basic procedure of traverse fieldwork and booking. The fieldwork of traverse and booking is pretty simple and repetitive until the traverse end or finish. On the left hand side is the standard booking form which consists of many columns. The first column from the left is for the codes or survey stations. As you can see in the example, there are number 1, 2 and 3 arranged to the right and left side of the column. This represents the equipment setup, where the right hand side represents the position of prisms, while the left hand side represents the position of the total station and the surveyor. The next column is the bearing column, which consists of 3 sub-columns, starting from the face left column to the face right column and the mean bearing column. The face left represent the first reading of the total station, while the face right is the 180 degrees turn of the previous phase, while the mean bearing is the average bearing value of 4 side observation. Next is the station to final bearing and 2 station. The first station is the current station facing the 4 side station, and the final bearing is the bearing which corrections have been applied. Next is the distance column, where the horizontal distance were recorded in meters. Finally, remarks column is for any other information that need to be included for later references or better understanding of the location. Next, start with the first step. Once the temporary adjustment had been done, turn the total station and through the scope, focus the backside prism. Center and align the aiming based on the crosshair and the arrow on the prism. Lock the slow motion screw for both horizontal and vertical clamp. Once satisfied, insert the value of datum to start survey or the backside bearing. In real job, this bearing usually will be obtained based on calculations of 2 coordinates value, which we will learn in the missing video topic, in the missing line, not missing video. Or if started with boundary marks, simply referring to the value on the certified plan, but the boundary marks must be checked first. Alright, for learning purposes, the value to start survey can be obtained through compass. Write the first bearing on the highlighted box. Next, release both slow motion screw and turn clockwise. Previously, you have locked the total station towards the backside prism, and now once you have satisfied, release the slow motion screw and turn clockwise. Recommended to be clockwise, although it is an optional. Turn it clockwise and aim at the 4 side prism, which is station number 3. Use the slow motion screw and slowly turn the screw to align the crosshair with the prism arrows, the 4 side prism. Record the value of bearing stated on the total station and measure the horizontal distance, and also need to be recorded in the booking form. Next, calculate the value of face right. If face left is less than 180 degrees, add with 180 degrees to the face left to make it face right. And if the value of face left more than 180 degrees, minus the value of face left with 180 degrees to make it face right. The result bearing is the face right, so write it in the first row of the face right. For the face right, there are two practice and it is an optional. For standard procedure, the scope needs to be flipped by 180 degrees vertically, but some simply use the same face and set the face right value. A video will be uploaded showing demonstration on this method. Similar to the face left shown previously, aim at bedside prism, align the crosshair to the prism arrow using slow motion screw, set the value, release the bearing, and release the lock. Next, turn it clockwise, aim at the foresight station, record the value of bearing and horizontal distance. End of acquisition process on the current stations or station number 2. Finish. Leave the tripod with prism on station 1 and move it to station 2, while the total station of station 2 is moved to station number 3, and tripod with prism is set up on station number 4. This is how you move to the next. At this stage, the surveyor needs to determine the bearing to continue the traverse work. Therefore, the mean bearing need to be calculated. In the calculation, always refer to the bearing of face left. If the face right degrees is smaller than the face left, then add 180 degrees. Otherwise, minus 180 degrees if the face right bearing is bigger. Then calculate the average simply by adding both the bearings and divide it by 2. Place the value at the mean bearing column and also at the face right of the new station. Then calculate the value for its face left with the same concept. If more than 180 degrees, deduct by 180 degrees. If less, add it. Same procedure as previous. As I mentioned earlier, it is quite a repetitive process. Now aim at station number 2, set the face left bearing in the total station and turn it clockwise. Record the face left value of bearing and distance of station 3 to station 4. Again, repeat the process with the face right. Aim at station number 2, insert the value of face right, turn clockwise and aim at station number 4. Record the value of bearing and distance. Calculate the mean bearing of station number 3 to station number 4. Continue the traverse with the same procedure until complete, forming a loop. The last station setup will be station number 1 facing the prism at station number 2. Once the mean bearing is calculated, the indicator of a good traverse can be seen through the comparison between face right of datum with the last mean bearing. The closer the value or smaller the differences of bearings indicates a sign of a good or acceptable traverse, at least by its angular measurement. Alright. That's all for the basic field procedure and booking. In the next video, we are going to learn on how to apply corrections on the connectivity called as C correction and find the final bearing, followed by the calculations of traverse misclosure, the latitude and departure, and finally the coordinates. Well, if you have any questions, please email it to me. Thank you and see you in the next video.